For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hillary Rank, and I am a women's health and wellness coach, and I'm the creator of the 40 Feels Fabulous method, where I help women over 35 gain more energy, lose extra pounds, and love who they see in the mirror. And today I'm with my client, Kerry, and we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the mistakes that women over 35 might be making with their fitness. Because for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking all about fitness over 35. And specifically, the mistake that a lot of women make is doing too much cardio and thinking that's the way to get results. But then they're not seeing the changes in their body that they want to, and they feel stuck. So if you follow along with us and hang on for this with us for this discussion we're going to have, you're going to learn a little bit about where Kerry and I were before we let go of this belief of cardio is the way to go and transform your body, and how difficult it was to let go of that belief that cardio was what we needed to do to be fit and fabulous, and what results we got when we let go of the belief and where we are now. All right, so Kerry, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, where you were when you first reached out and we first started working together, where you were with your fitness.
So I was an avid everyday runner, anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes a day. I ran outside, and I also ran on the treadmill, obviously in the summer. In Arizona, you have to run early in the morning or on the treadmill. I had done a lot of, and what got me into running was the Disney races and marathons, because I just didn't believe that I could do it. So I started out with a 5K, then the next year I went to a 10K and a half marathon, and it just, gradually increased of my distance and my training, but I didn't notice a difference in like my weight going down or anything. And, it was kind of frustrating because, you're running like every single day and you just don't see any results. So
right,
that's kind of where I was before.
Right. And I totally had some of the same experiences. Before I understood, what type of fitness is best for my changing body in my later 30s and 40s. I did cardio too, and I started with 5K and 10K races. It was something to do with my friends, and It was a really good accomplishment. And I did do a couple half marathons as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something else going on there, right? It was a huge accomplishment, and it was such a great thrill for you to do that race. And was it Disney World or Disneyland?
Well, I started in 2015, I think, with the races, and gradually increased. But in 2017, I did, in May, I did a 10K on Saturday and a half marathon on Sunday. And then and then in September I did a 5K on Friday, a 10K on Saturday, and a half marathon on Sunday. And then in November of that year I went to Disney World because I wanted to get the coast to coast medal, and you had to run a half marathon in the same calendar year at both Disneyland and Disney World. So in November, my friend and I, running with friends, went and we did the wine and dine challenge, which, it's, food and wine. I don't drink. Yeah. It was fun. So we did a 10K on Saturday and then the half marathon on Sunday.
Wow. So, I didn't even realize how dedicated you were to this.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like you said, the accomplishment of, just passing that finish line is, my friend's not like super emotional, but I am, and I would always break down and cry because, anyways, it just kind of tugs at your heart.
It's a huge accomplishment, right? But one of the reasons, that's really important, but one of the reasons why we are exercising regularly is that, we want to transform our body. We want to feel fit and love how we look in the mirror and love how we feel in clothes. And for me, I was putting all this time into running, and it was hard. I had small children at the time, and then I would do other classes like Orange Theory, which is a lot of cardio, and I wasn't seeing the payoff. I wasn't seeing the changes that I expected. So I am totally with you on that. So where do you think the belief came from for you that doing all that cardio or doing running was the way to get fit?
I mean, you see a lot of ads and advertisements, and it seems like all the runners that you see are always very fit and in shape and stuff like that. So I think it's just like misconceptions of stuff like that.
Right. And maybe I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, and maybe it does work for some, but and I guess maybe we, let's don't get us wrong. We were fit, we could run long distances, right?
Yeah.
So we had that fit part, but I guess it's the feeling fabulous. And maybe like for me, I didn't feel fabulous. Frankly, I was pretty tired and exhausted and not seeing the payoff for all the effort I was putting in. So would you say that's kind of a similar experience? Or
kind of similar. Yeah. Except I loved crossing the finish line. That was just amazing.
Yes. Well, it's a huge accomplishment. So I totally get that. So so then we started working together because you knew that you wanted to change, and you had just decided that it was time, right? Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah. I mean, I got some, I didn't see any changes there. I'm diabetic. So I always thought that kind of had other things to play into it. And it does, but working with you kind of helped me see the light on the other side.
Right. So, and we did do other work together besides fitness, but today we're talking specifically about the fitness. So did you so when we started the program together, I basically told you, right, that all of the cardio was too much, and it was very difficult hard on your body, and that this could be the reason why you're not it was one of the reasons why you were not seeing results. So how was it? How did you feel once I told you that? Did you feel apprehensive once I completely changed your fitness routine?
Yeah, a little, but again, you knew you weren't getting anywhere, so something had to change. So,
right.
But, as we talked in the beginning, it was still really hard for me not to get on that treadmill and run, even though I was doing the strength training.
Right.
But, eventually I got out of that habit.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I know you did, because when we get to the end, we'll talk about where you are now, because I feel like you've even you have even made more progress even after we stopped working together in the program. So for everyone watching us, I told Kerry to back off. We still I knew it was going to be difficult for her to let go of running, because she does love it so much, but it was just the amount was too much for her body, and it was putting extra stress on her body, and we wanted to take some of that off. And so I added a strength training routine for her, and she did it at home. So she has equipment at home. You have resistance bands, an exercise ball. What else do you have?
The resistance band, exercise ball, dumbbells, and then I have the full body bands. I've got a treadmill. I've got a jump rope. I mean,
Yeah. So you have a nice bit of equipment, but typical of a lot of people these days have this at home equipment, so you didn't have to go to a gym because you like to work out in the morning. So I created the strength training program for you, and we cut back on the running. So explain to everyone what results you started seeing.
I started to see not as much the pounds definitely, but more of the inches coming off. And I felt, I never felt tired when I was running, but I felt more energized, I think, from the strength training. And, in the middle of July, running in your garage, you're not as sweaty doing strength training. So, because you can do that in the house with the air conditioning. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of hit on another topic that maybe I'll do a little segue for. So, you did see loss in pounds, and I'll let you share if you're comfortable with that. But I did already share that you lost inches. So, the reason why she doesn't know the total weight that she's lost is because getting on the scale was a trigger for Kerry, and it definitely has been for me in the past, and I know that is a trigger for a lot of women. I talk to so many other of my clients who, feel they start seeing results from, changing their routine and doing strength training. Their clothes are fitting different. They're getting compliments from others, but then they get on the scale and the scale hasn't changed. And so for me, I would every day be getting on the scale. And then if it wasn't what I expected, then the negative self-talk would happen. And then it would make me feel like crap. And then that would make me, feel like giving up, or, just have a really bad mood, be down on myself. That affected all areas of my life. So would you agree, Kerry, that many times the scale could be deceiving and kind of control us?
I didn't realize that until you asked me how many times I got on the scale, and I said I get on there every morning before I work out. And you're like, I can't do that. And that was another hard habit to break. But through your help, I think I only get on the scale like every 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it was very, very hard. And after we talked a lot about it, it totally is negative self-talk, because if you don't see you're doing all this stuff, and if you don't see the number you want to see, then it's just disappointing.
Right.
And it's crazy how disappointing it is.
Yes. Yeah. And what we talked about is the scale is not a good measure of progress. It doesn't take into account hormonal fluctuations, water weight, muscle mass, things like that. But we are so ruled by it because society is so, always says the scale. And, for some women, I know not for you, and actually not for me, it actually caused me to push myself harder and to over exercise as kind of like a way of self-punishment for myself. But for some women, it can cause them to quit altogether, saying, hey, well, I'm putting all this effort in, I'm not seeing the results on the scale, so screw it. I'm just going to chuck it all out the window, and then sabotage themselves that way when they really were seeing progress.
Yeah.
So as I said in the title of this interview, or of this video, you have lost at this point a total of 6 inches off your waist, which is pretty amazing. So congratulations. And so how has that felt?
It's pretty cool. I started out at 6 inches higher than I am now. So like your clothes are fitting so much better. I think when I started working with you, I was in a size 12 because I was comfortable in that, even though I fit into a 10 and stuff like that. But with our working and stuff, now I'm in like a size 4 and 6 in shorts, and
that is crazy. So how many sizes is that? So 4 or about 4 sizes. So congratulations.
But that's kind of it took me a while to get comfortable with it, because you're always in that area that you're comfortable with. But so feeling fit and fabulous, in your new clothes and stuff like that. So it was
Right.
it was another win. Yeah.
Yes. And one thing I was happy about is when we were working together, you bought new clothes, because I really encourage you to buy clothes that make you feel happy, even though that we're at home,
Yes.
but you work virtually, so you're seeing some people, but just the look on your face, like the radiance on your face when you got some new clothes, when we talked, it was really great. And you said that, so you had said that the 6 were loose, so you're in a 4 now for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the big question is did you have to starve yourself while you were doing this?
Nope, I did not.
Yes, and that was another thing that, I know before we started, you were really apprehensive about, because you're type 1 diabetic and you are very careful about your food. And, I think I remember you saying that I have to only eat this much and I need to stick with it. And you were kind of in a routine with that. So I changed.
Kind of a boring routine of eating the same things almost every day, especially for breakfast and lunch. So yes.
Right. So we changed some things up with your diet, with your nutrition. And did you ever feel hungry?
No.
And then when we changed? So, specifically, I focused on keeping your blood sugar stable, because that's so important as a type 1 diabetic. Introduced some more slow burning, low glycemic carbohydrates, and took out some of the carbohydrates that were more fast burning, like crackers and things like that. And what has it done for your levels for your type 1 diabetes?
So for my A1C, one of my goals when I first started with you, my A1C had been 7.3. And one of my goals was, I think 7.3 or 7.5. Anyways, it was in the 7s. One of my goals was to get it in the 6s, because I was there a long time ago and just hadn't been there for a very long time. And I think we started working in May together, and I had my blood work drawn in June, and it was 6.5. So that was pretty incredible. Yeah, and that was only a month working with you. So
right. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Have you gotten it tested since?
Yes, so I had it tested in September, and it was 6.3, I think.
Okay, so it went down a little bit lower.
A little bit more. Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a huge personal win, I know, for you.
Yes.
So what is your routine now? Because I was so happy, because we hadn't talked for a little bit, and I reached out to you if you'd be willing to get on with me. And I was so pleased. So tell me what your routine is now.
Like exercise
for fitness.
Or fitness. So I still get up at 3:30 every morning.
People are probably like, oh God.
I know. Well, when I went to work, I used to get up earlier than that, but I like to exercise in the morning. So it just kind of helps me wake up. So
some people would say that's the middle of the night, Kerry, but
okay, I get up sometimes in the middle of the night, but anyways. So I get up, on Mondays, I do like a 30-minute just walk on the treadmill, no running, just a walk. And then I do like the strength training with the bands. These little bands here. They don't roll or anything, so that's nice. And then on Tuesday, I just basically do the bands. And then Wednesdays, I do the walking again, and then I do the full body bands.
Okay.
And then on Thursdays, I do weights. And then Fridays, I do the body bands again. And then on Saturdays, I just usually do whatever I feel like. And then another thing we talked about is you shouldn't be exercising 7 days a week.
Yes.
Some days I just try to not think about
To
it.
rest, to
Yeah.
make it a day of rest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what
So,
about running? So I was like kind of surprised because you said that you're not running, right?
yeah, no.
So you're just
I'm walking. I'm walking.
right.
Yeah.
And you were still running because, I didn't want to like completely take that out, but you even cut back on some of the working out, and you've continued to see results. Like when I saw you on video, I could tell, like, I don't even think you realize like all the body fat that you've lost, like your face and your shoulders look so much thinner even from the last time I talked to you.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I wanted to tell you that I kind of told you that, but I want to reiterate that. So it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
So I've been so happy that, what we worked on, I really aim to teach women the skills that they need to continue to be fit and fabulous. And so they're able to do it on their own after our coaching is done and sustain and even see more results. So would you say, that's what's happened for you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
It's pretty cool, yeah.